Yes, so we want to move to the second point. I'm sure from the last episode you saw or you understood that the predisposition of the black man based on how our forefathers reacted to the tropical, terrain. That is the geographical, the evolutionary, and then all that, particularly in the tropics where they did not have the need to plan ahead and respect time because all year round everything was at their beck and call. The second reason is historical. I am not saying these reasons warrant our disrespect for time, but I'm saying that these are the cumulative reasons that has predisposed the black man to be in this state of disregard for time. What do I mean by historical? Well, I'm sure we all know that at least we went through a historical, session of slave trade, which spanned for about 400 years with our touch with the white invasion from the Portuguese, starting from the Portuguese in 1471. And even prior to that, we also have the Arab hunters through the northern side of Africa that they also were committing those same atrocities of slave trade. So Africa, through the Arabian hunters and through the white or the European invasion, for 400 good years we were subjected to the harshness of slavery. As if that was not enough, after slavery was abolished, we were ushered yet to another phase of colonialism, which spanned for as much as 130 years. How or what is the connectivity or the connection between slavery and colonialism with lack of respect for time? This is the secret. You see, in slavery, what happens is that, and by extension in colonialism, but I'll come to colonialism. In slavery, what happens is that you don't control yourself. You don't own yourself. It is rather your master that owns you. So you don't decide for yourself. You don't think for yourself. It is rather your slave master that plans for you. So when you are subjected to slavery over a long time, you are going to lose the essence of human dignity. You are going to lose the need for planning. You are going to lose the need for time consciousness. You just take this example. You are a slave and you want to plan your life. As in, what are you planning your life for? Your life is planned by your slave master. He decides when you are going to eat. He decides when you are going to sleep. He decides the time you are going to wake up. He decides what your activities for the day should be. So there is not going to be a room for you to plan your life. Planning and consciousness for time is only a possibility when you have control over your life. That is when you can say that, well, from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., I am going to do this. From 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'm going to visit a friend. I'm going to the library for research. These things are only possible and plausible on the account that you own and you steer your life. So can you imagine, after 400 good years of subjecting Ghana and Africa consistently to the cruelty of slavery, it is naturally going to leave a vestige in the minds of the people that there is no need for us to plan our lives. There is no need for us to be time conscious, because whether you choose to be time conscious or not, your life is at the mercy of your slave master. Your slave owner determines what you should do at every time T. Where is the room for time consciousness? 400 years is a huge stretch of time for it to leave enough vestige. So much so that, as Martin Luther King rightly said, he said that slavery has seared the conscience of the black man. And it is very true. So now slave trade is off, but the effects, the consequence, and the ramifications on the minds of the black man is still very potent and vitally active. After slave trade came colonialism, which spanned for about 130 years. And colonialism, it was still the same. In colonialism, we had, for us as Ghana, we had Britain that was taking, in quotes, good care of us. So the crown of Britain, or the British Queen, was controlling through the captains like McCarthy, McLean, Gaggisberg, and then the likes. And they were ruling us, or Britain was ruling us through, these captains, and then some of the white staffs or people that were there at the castle. What mindset did it leave? The mindset that it left was that we were working for the white man. We are doing things for the white man. So if the psyche is that ejuma mi ye meye ama broni na mentine me ho enye ni ye, I am not going to be serious with the planning of my life, because the entire nation of Africa, or the entire nation of Ghana, and the entire nation of Africa were being dominated by these Europeans. And then they literally distributed what is normally called the Balkanization of Africa. Africa was literally distributed over lunch in Berlin. And this was saying that this is for me. And this was saying that this was for me. King Leopold of Belgium was claiming Congo as a bona fide property. The British were claiming Ghana, and then Nigeria and other places. The French were claiming Togo and then other places. And then other European countries, the Germans were also doing their claims. And then they gave us these artificial borders. What am I driving at? It left that vestige in the minds of the people that whatever that we are producing, our gold belongs to the white man. Our cocoa belongs to the white man. Everything that we produce is just going to the white man. And it was not for 10 years, for 20 years. It was for a whopping over 130 years. So put it together. When you have 400 years of slavery, followed by 130 years of colonialism, your life can never be the same. The things or the psychological patterns that is going to move in the minds of the black man will be that there is no need for us to respect time. So much so that today colonialism is off. The slave master is off. Our colonial masters, they are nowhere around. Ghana is a sovereign state, and literally almost all African countries have now gained their independence. Though the colonial master is not there in person, the effect on our minds is still lingering on. So today, when you are working at a company, the average black man now generally say, I am working for my boss, not I am working with my boss to provide goods and services to people in order to contribute to the overall development of the nation. That is not the thinking. The thinking is that I am working for my boss. Because we have now changed it from I am working for the white man, and then now it is I am working for my boss. And the essence say na ye adwuma ma white man no. Enunti na ye ntene ye ho enye adwuma ni yie no. And then white man ni obiom na so still sa adwene no wo honom say ye adwuma ama ye boss no. So our new white man is our bosses, and then our politicians, and then our chiefs, and then our pastors. And the ye adwuma ama ye mpanyimfo no dia So today when you go to most of the government jobs, you realize that reporting time is 8 a.m. now, so obeba bears at 10 a.m. or bounsua closing time is 5 p.m. about 2 hours now time the bag na oko. Oya wa green say obey ni year, and as person oye adie year, they will tell you that in Ghana yawodia. What is the mindset? The mindset is that once you are here, Masa, dibina ko. This is not a spirit or the spirit that builds a nation. So we have spoken on the subject of the historical contribution to what we have. The black man does not respect time, and it is partly because of the historical antecedents of being subjected to so many years of slavery. And because in slavery you don't own your life, where will be the need to plan your life? And hence, planning did not become a natural aspect of us. Thinking, proactivity, and time consciousness did not become a natural part of us. We did not survive our way through with it because it was as dictated by our slave masters. Afterwards then came colonialism, which that one too, the entire nation and continent was at the mercy of some European manipulators. And because of that, we were not even having the right attitude to work, because the assumption was that we were working for the white man. Today the white man is no more, but the mindset of we are working for somebody is still there. So we are not going to commit ourselves to doing it well. Colonialism and slavery, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, it has affected, or it has seared the conscience of the black man. I am not saying these things to warrant or to authenticate the need for disrespect for time, but rather to grant clarity on the fact that these are the various tributaries that has affected the black man. But is it possible that we can break out of this shell? Yes, it is more than a possibility. How are we doing it? We will be talking about the details later. But mind you, we want to bring about a paradigm shift. It is no more going to be Ghana man time. It is going to be the New African time. Stay blessed.